Hey, you're pretty famous, right? Hey, you know what? I'm pretty famous too. Ain't that right?
That's right.
That's right. You know, maybe I can give you an autograph, huh? What you say, big boy?
None of you seem to understand. I'm not locked in here with you.
That's it! You're locked in here with me!
Well, this is a bit awkward. I recorded that video at the end of last episode before playing through to now, and the league table doesn't look as good as it did at the end of the last episode. And here is said league table. We were at 1 point 4 points clear at the top, but now that's Slovan Bratislava 4 points clear at the top. Žilina are chasing us down, only 1 point behind us now, and Spartak Trnava are eyeing us up, I'd imagine, 5 points away from us. The schedule is pretty bad. In the championship group, we've had 5 games and we've only won 1, drawn 1 and lost 3. Not what you'd like to see. In today's episode, we have the second leg of the semi-final of the Slovakian club against Trenčín. We won the first leg 2-1 away from home. We gave away a scrappy goal at the end, but overall we look like the better team, but our form is pretty awful. I've just had a team meeting with the boys to say we need to pick it up, and that went down pretty well. Sifnios has been downgraded to a 2-star player now, and he hasn't been playing very well, as you can see from the last 5 match ratings there. I don't think he's got a goal in those 5 games, so I'm thinking of getting Šofan in off the bench, because he has come in and scored a few goals, but I think we're going to stick with Sifnios for the time being. But this is probably last chance saloon. We've got a new boy in, Cook, little cuckolded player. Right back, he's in on loan from the Serbian league, because I wanted another right back after Kostrana got injured, but he's now back from injury. In what is absolute tragic news for the team, Zaradnik has gone back to his parent club, as you can see at the bottom of the screen on the little yellow graphic, because of a 3 to 4 month injury. He was absolutely instrumental in everything we did, getting us ticking. It's definitely not a coincidence that when Zaradnik left, our form took a bit of a nosedive. This is the team for the semi-final of the Slovakian Cup. We've got Dingana in goal. Šofan hasn't been playing very well, so I've dropped him to the bench. Kozlovsky, Miklajevski, Sterber and Cook as the backline. Horvath has come into the Zaradnik role, but he's behind Malisic and Baraji, who's come in as a replacement, but I've shifted them around. Adua on the left, Klups on the right, and Sifnios up front, at least for the time being. Sifnios looks stressed after I said don't get complacent after our win last game. They'll be playing in black, we'll be playing in our red and black striped shirts with white shorts and white socks. Trenčín have a free kick by their goalkeeper. They play it short to their defence, up to the midfield, playing it down the right now. We need to get over, press and win the ball back and get the ball upfield. Sifnios wins that ball back and plays it inside to Baraji. Baraji takes it down the right himself, up to Klups, who was making a little run inside. Back to Horvath. Horvath up to Klups. Klups again trying to take his man on. He gets past him into the penalty area, shoots, hits the post, and it goes out 0-0 after 30 minutes played. Cook with a corner on the left, in swing with his right foot, tries to find Klups, but Klups can't win it. Malisic on the edge of the area, plays it back to Horvath, up to Baraji. Baraji hits the crossbar, hit the woodwork twice in 5 minutes. Half time then, 0-0. A very balanced game if you look at the stats, but on the basis of the chances we've had, we should maybe be in front. I'm going to say I'm not happy, and hopefully next half we get a goal. Baraji in midfield now, trying to find a pass. He tries a floated ball over the top to Malisic, but Malisic can't get there. Miklajevski at the back now, trying to find a killer ball up top. He plays it short instead to Horvath. Horvath up to Baraji. Baraji over the top again to Adua, who knocks it back to Malisic, who shoots. It's deflected. It finds Sifnios, and Sifnios scores 3-1 on aggregate. Come on. And a highlight straight from the kickoff for Trenčín. Maybe we win the ball back and get a highlight of our own. They're playing it in the midfield just after kickoff. They've run through our midfield and played it out wide. Tried a little killer ball over the top, but it's cut out by Kozlovsky, who hits the ball up to Klups. But a bit of scrappy play sees the ball on the left for Trenčín. What a tackle from Sterber. He hasn't been that good this season, but what an absolute dynamic tackle that is. Adua now on the left trying to counter. Kozlovsky has the ball now as he got the ball played back to him from Adua. Adua inside to Horvath. Horvath trying to find a killer ball into Malisic. Malisic into the penalty area, shoots and scores. All from that tackle from Sterber. What a lad. Andrei Sterber redeeming himself after what has been quite a mediocre season for him. Lacko into the penalty area now with their striker, and they hit the ball just wide of the post. I'm going to praise the boys. Clubs hasn't had a very good second half to the season. He's sitting on a 6.3, so I think I'm going to take him off for Olejnik. As stated last season in a much earlier video in this series, they're very similar sort of players, so I think we're going to need to improve at least one of them over the summer transfer window. Adua is going to come off for Skrabonja, and Kozlovsky is going to come off for Putini as well. Malisic looking tired, so Mazaros is going to come on for him, and Sifnios is going to come off on a yellow card. The goal scorer is going to be replaced by Rudolf Chaufan. Mikolajewski plays it up to Cook from the defence, and he plays it inside to Mazaros, who's just come on. The young Slovakian player plays out wide to Olejnik, up to Baraji, who's been all over the park today, pulling strings for Matador Puchov. And we're playing back to the defence, up to the midfield again, out, and Horvath's playing it back to the defence in a kind of lackadaisical fashion, just kind of petering the ball around. I don't really like this. I think we might lose the ball and they might have a counter, but we play it through to Horvath. Horvath finds Mazaros. Mazaros trying to find somebody running into the channel, but the ball is cut out as his pass to Skrabonja is intercepted. They are now trying to counter. With less than 10 minutes to go, they need 3 goals if they want to get back into this. And I think that was Mikolajewski who throws himself in front of the Trenčín shot. They have a corner on the right that's going to be whipped in as an in-swinger. Will they try and get back into this? Sterber there with a big head clears the ball. And the game ends 2-0. A good win into the final of the Slovakian Cup for the first time since 2003, where MSC Puchov actually managed to beat Slovan Bratislava, so maybe we can do that again because they're the team that we're going to play. They won 6-3 in the other leg, but we've lost 4 times in a row to them, so it's going to be a difficult ask. There's confirmation then, Slovan Bratislava to play MSK Puchov in the final. It looks like we're not going to be playing at the national team stadium. We're going to be playing at a neutral ground in Kostica, a 12,000 seater stadium. Not the most glamorous venue, but as long as we win, I'll play anywhere. What I didn't mention before as well, we've brought in a player called Albie Morgan as a replacement for Zaradnik. He's only in on a 4-month contract. He's been playing at Blackpool in League One and the Championship most recently. He's on quite a lot of money, but a very short-term contract. I just needed another body in. I think I prefer to play Mazaros and Ferenik, though, off the bench in a way so that we can develop them as well, and hopefully they can turn into better players in a few years' time. I don't know if we're going to be here in a few years' time, but I think that's what I want to do. And I think what we're going to do now is just go straight to the final. So now I think I'm going to skip over the Trenčín match in the league. Hopefully we'll win that, and we're going to show you the Žilina match. And hopefully we can get a bit more of a gap to them, as we're only sitting on 1 point at the moment. What a load of idiots. We were 2-0 up in the Trenčín game, the in-between game, and we've managed to lose 4-2 in the end. That puts us 2 points behind Žilina, so this game against them is going to be pretty important if we're going to be looking up or looking down. I think based off the recent performances, we're going to be looking down and trying to cling on to this European Conference place. Branislav Mraz, father of Jason, is the manager of Trenčín, and they finally got one up on us after knocking them out of the cup. We are still just 500 to 1 to win the league, by the way, so give that a little bit of context with our collapse. But we are definitely stuck in with them rather than them being stuck in with us. Definitely wrong on the intro. Here is the starting lineup for the game against Žilina in the league. No changes from the last match that you saw, I don't think. We've had another team meeting in between these games about easing the pressure. We owe Žilina after last match where they beat us in the championship group phase, and hopefully we can stop the rot. We have a highlight straight from the off. Žilina in their yellow shirts and green shorts, us in our black and red striped shirts. Kozlovsky with the ball now. Out to Mikolajewski. Mikolajewski inside to Sterber. Sterber with his head up, trying to find a pass up the field. He finds Baraji. Baraji tries to find a risky little ball into Horvath, and they're going to try and counter immediately from the start of the game. We win the ball back though with Malisic. Malisic gets dispossessed. Every time I get a little bit of hope, he gets dashed. That last game against Trenčín in the league really knocked my confidence with this team. And they're into the penalty area. And Dingana, who is definitely an improvement on Adrian Chauvin, is made a save there. They have a corner outswinger with a left-footed player on the left. Will we be able to deal with this one? Dingana comes and collects. Good lad. Kozlowski with a throw on the left. Plays it into Malisic. Malisic into the inside to Horvath. Horvath plays it to Baraji. Baraji shoots and scores. 10th goal of the season for Musa Baraji. He's playing in the Championship now, I've just seen. I did a little EFL transfer window roundup. If you haven't seen that, go give that a watch if that's your thing. And he is getting a lot of goals. Whoever wanted to shift him on at the start of the season was very wrong indeed. I obviously decided to stick with him because I'm such a genius. Clubs now. Back to Sterber. Sterber trying to find a pass out to Cook, and he does find one. Cook tries to take his man on, but his wife is trying to take his man on as well. Right, Cook on the outside plays it into Clubs inside to Horvath. Horvath inside to Bradji. Penalty has to be, yes. Can Marcos Sifnios score this penalty? We had a penalty in the last game, and Albie Morgan took it, the new centre midfielder, and it was saved. So maybe Marcos Sifnios can right the wrongs. Yes, 2-0. We were 2-0 up in the last game, though. We managed to lose 4-2, so it's not over yet. 5 points off top, 1 point ahead of Žilina, and 5 points away from Spartak Trnava as well. Possession-wise, it's not looking fantastic. We have 37% possession, and they have, 63% it will be. Malisic inside now, plays out wide to Kozlowski. Kozlowski takes it down the left, shoots from miles out, and is caught by the keeper. A very convincing save. I think what I'm going to do to try and counteract that lack of possession is reduce the tempo slightly, and hopefully we can hold on to the ball a little bit more. They are going to try and counter from that court save. We're trying to press though, and they're playing it around the back quite sharply, and they've played it through our press out wide, but no, Kozlowski cuts out the pass. Kozlowski down the left now, he's going to try and get a cross in, I think. Oh, he's going to take it himself, and he scores 3-0. Get in. Stopping the rot. That's what we needed today. They're going to try and get a goal back before the half. Žilina now attacking up the right side of the pitch. Played it centrally and back to the defensive line. Obviously, our press is forcing them back, but they're trying to find a run in the channels. I think this little space between the left back and the centre back is quite exposed. They play it into that space and take it down into the penalty area. They shoot, and Digana saves. Good save from him. Much safer hands than Chauvin. Emeka Adua is looking a bit injured. Oh, and poor keeping from Digana, who I've just been praising. He came out rashly, and they've just got a goal before the half. Emeka Adua is coming off in the end, I think, for Skrabonja. I hope he isn't injured for the run-in. Half-time now, 3-1. We don't look great value for our lead. 62% possession for them, and they have more XG. But we have a slight... Well, on shots it's fairly even, I'd say. XG story also looking very even at the end of the half. I'm going to say I'm happy, though, because of the scoreline, and hopefully we don't throw it away again. Please, God, don't throw it away again. Cross everything. They have a free kick in their own penalty area, and Sifnios wins the ball back, shoots. Oh, I think it clipped the top of the crossbar there. 3-1 still on the hour mark. Time is ticking away, and we're into added time now. I haven't made any substitutions because I didn't want to disrupt the flow of the game, but we're going to make a few time-wasting ones now. Alejnik's going to come on, and Mazaros is going to come on, and that's going to be it. We're just going to make the 3 substitutions today. We have a corner on the left, Cook to whip it in, and it's dealt with by them, and they're going to try and counter. But they need 2 goals from this attack, so I don't think they're going to get that. Up to the striker, out to the winger again. Is that Sipka? I think that is our Sipka from last season. He was in loan from Žilina. He's playing for them today, his parent club. Well, he's just their regular club now. Sifnios up front now, taking on his man, and he shoots and misses. 3-1 still. Nice to see Jan Sipka playing for them. 3-1 now. I'm very proud of the performance, and I'm very happy that we haven't lost again. That sees us end the episode 5 points behind Slovan Bratislava. We started 4 points behind, so we're slipping away from them gradually. I think they're just too good for us. But realistically, all I really want is some sort of European football for next season to look forward to. And hopefully that European football will clear this overall balance. It's now sitting at minus 620,000. If we look at the XG table, we look good value for our position. We've got a lot more goals than everybody else in the league, or expected goals at least. And we should be ahead of Slovan Bratislava on paper, but as per usual, our XG means nothing, and we always underperform it, apparently, in this save. And that's the end of the episode. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with the Cup final against Slovan Bratislava. I'm going to do a little special on the Cup and the history of the Cup as well. So hopefully you can tune in for that, and hopefully you'll enjoy that. But we'll see you next time. I hope you'll be here tomorrow. I will be too. Leave a like on the video if you haven't already. Subscribe and click a video on screen if you'd like to as well. Thank you very much for watching again. Goodbye. Doodle pip. Sayonara. Ciao ciao.